wrecked everything that was supposed to happen. Like everything fate had decreed got totally messed up last week. Like literally in the first couple minutes of the game. So
it's so bad we had to go backwards into last session.
I'm like, oh yeah, we'll just catch Mikey up. It'll be fine. Then we'll be able to. Like, I changed everything about the end of last one.
Sorry.
Okay, let's see where this goes. So we talked about needing to kind of come back and add more stuff to the microscope, the timeline, anyway. But since everything got so terribly messed up, I guess the first thing we want to decide, is there anything that we have here because of what's changed that's totally out?
I think Ralof is out.
I don't think Ralof should be out. I think that his destiny should be altered. I think he should be a guy who sees himself, for one reason or another, destined for a great purpose, or burdened with glorious purpose. Only now, instead of a savior, he should be some sort of a terrorist of some sort.
Yeah, but now he'd just be some guy who thinks he's heroic because and probably would not have the god hope behind him.
So instead of having the god of hope behind him, how about he has the god of fate behind him, trying to get him to correct the timeline?
Oh my God,
children!
If Ralof is trying to find a way to recreate the raising of the innocent,
yeah.
I mean, what's his personal end goal on that? Because the other, like he becomes the king, unites tribes and shit, and this one is just I'm going to murder a bunch of children again.
Maybe he is, I don't know, driven insane and has a horde that grows and grows and ravages towns and kills the children.
Talking directly to a god must be pretty hard, man.
You think he'd be more insane by being the only child to survive a worldwide death event?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. The god of fate lets him see what should have been. And it drives him both insane and ambitiously crazy. And now he sees everyone who lived as somebody who's denying his birthright.
I mean,
that's awesome.
Actually, you know what I almost, because for the most part, I kind of want to have most of this. You guys, I just want to put a rudder once in a while because I want you to sort of set the stuff. What if he remained the kind of good person that we kind of put up? But the raising the innocent was necessary for the gods to leave and let humanity take control of the world.
Okay.
What if he's doing something awful, or trying to do something awful, because the ending, essentially, what it would bring about, is important enough that it might be worth sacrificing all the children.
I mean, like you said, the first thing was gods could out and. Basically, humanity said, fuck that. Fuck you giving us control. We're going to take it.
And make you stay. You are now our bitches. And we made a new god. Cash me outside. How about that?
You wanted to piss off and leave us alone. No, they're taking control and you have to stay and watch.
So,
and we gave you a supervisor.
Actually,
saying... So go ahead.
Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to I will run you through the microscope stuff. I think maybe it's better that it's completely in your hands, and so that I had input on some of the first stuff we put together. I think now that there's 3 of you, so it can go around if it's completely in your hands. So I get to take what you've created and then go, okay, what do we do from here?
So start us off. Who's going to kick this bad boy off, okay. Michael?
Okay, so I think right now we'll just keep everything. I mean, because basically the witch hunts wouldn't have happened,
right?
But like the Ralof struggle for peace might get changed. So the one thing we'll be able to do is add this idea that we can go against what's happened before because of clearly what's happened. So, do we have someone who wants to begin first with what the current focus will be? What they would like to focus on?
Oh, as far as an age?
Well, no, because remember the focus is. Let me pull it. On the iPad as well. It's a little easier to see. So yeah, the focus is essentially going. What is the thing that we are going to create? Where the lens goes around and can make up to two nested things, either an event or a period, and says this is the thing we're going to be focusing on. Like we had one of them, I think, was like the raising of the innocent.
Yeah,
was one of the ones last time we said we're going to get this. This whole thing is going to, like, for this go around, we're going to focus on like the raising of the innocent and then the things that happen from there, which might be in other periods and events, but you're just like all of this is intertwined.
So the focus is last time were effects of the sacrifice, Ralof sparking the Age of Unity, and the conquering of the remnants.
Yes.
So, go ahead.
Did you have an idea? Sorry.
Oh, I was. If nobody else was going, I was just gonna start Ralof on the path to domination.
I'd say the focus could be the God of Fate's response.
Okay.
Like how they respond to Fate being all fucked up.
Let's call it the correction of the path.
Yeah.
Cool. So
because Ralof can spark from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Oren, what these are, and I'll put that. So Xander, you want to take the God of Fate corrects the path?
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me add a card. Focus.
So I'll put that in as a focus. So you get to start off as the focus. You get to create one or two things. So Oren, have you ever played Microscope?
I have not.
Okay, easiest way to think. Each of the little title cards up here, like Ralof Struggle for Peace, The Would-Be Kingdom, Conquering the Remnants, these are our periods. These are like the large text in a history book. Most of the ones underneath it are specific events that happen. And then some of the ones that don't have because like the red means it's like a dark, that it's dark, and a white one or yellow one means that it was light. So what happens is either dark tone or light tone. If it doesn't have one of those, it's actually a scene that basically happened in the one directly above it. So, because like normally you do it with like index cards, and you sort of put the scenes underneath the one so that they're kind of poking out a little bit. So this is the way we do it here. So you start off, the focus creates one or two, either a period, a scene, or a period, event, or a scene, and then if they want to, they can create another one nested inside one of the ones they just created.
Okay. So I guess it would be an event, right?
Or that could also be a period. If you're looking at, there's a whole bunch of stuff that happens now because...
Yeah, that's true. It could be a period.
Yeah, it could be a period.
The whole period of the witch hunts that don't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let's add a thingamajig. Add a list.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what doesn't happen. We don't get the witch hunts anymore. Ralph might still work.
Yeah,
Ralph is straight up murdering people now. The would-be kingdom probably explodes.
Yeah, for some of those we can kind of go through. If we decide that something is just not going to happen, we can pull it over into Broken Fate. So I like this idea of like, here's all the stuff that you fucked up.
Conquering the remnants can still probably happen and might even be accelerated if somebody can put 2 and 2 together on how you managed to stop God.
Well, it's not stopping the gods, it's stopping the Vacha.
And the king is doing a pretty good job of conquering the remnants of his own.
Yeah.
So the correction of fate. Is the god of fate a god or a goddess?
Since the god of fate has not yet been mentioned, and you want to do a thing with the god of fate, you can decide that.
Okay.
No, you're back.
Good goddess.
Okay. What's happening?
What would fate start with to go about bringing it back?
It could be something that has to do with the Vacha itself, or it could be about doing something with Roloff, or something unconnected to those two.
I was going to say, like, would fate declare war on the Vacha for basically being such a, like, the Vacha are enemies of fate?
Or do you think fate would, if fate's going to focus on Ralof, would fate start telling Ralof where to find Vacha so that Ralof can gather an army to actually pull off the raising of the children again? It's all. I mean, I guess it just depends on.
Oh, that could be what happens with the Conquering the Remnants. They could be trying to make another.
Yeah.
Another. Well, what do we call it? The Void.
I imagine that Fate already has a small following because all gods would have like a small following of people.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with that for now.
Okay. Sets in motion the events to bring out the correct path, starting by bringing Ralof into the fold and declaring war on the Vacha. Okay, do you want that to be a dark or light?
It's very, very light. No, it's dark.
But we just say
put the red label.
I was the reason the children died in the first place, and now I'm the reason the children stayed alive.
You felt bad, man. You did say you felt bad.
I felt bad. I was kind of a dick.
Yeah. I'm gonna make this better.
I also, this is not the first time I've seen Mikey kill children in a game.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
No, well, actually, you didn't kill the child.
Really,
you suggested it, and then the one guy did not do a good job of making it happen.
Yeah. Well, I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty.
Okay.
Those are my two, right?
Yeah. So yeah, we've got the correction of fate, and then we've got the goddess setting in motion. So bringing Ralof into the fold. We go to the next person, and we just want to go in the order it is on roll 20. I guess it'd be to Mikey and then to Orin.
Okay.
Okay.
So do I create a focus or?
Well, the lens decides on the focus, which I think right now is the correction of is basically what fate has done. It sounds like your focus is fate correcting the path. So now you get to either create a period, an event, or a scene.
Okay.
And they have to be connected with it, but it could also be much further on. And if we decide some of these other ones want to go away, that won't be your turn. We'll just decide, oh, we'll just pull this into the Broken Fate. This is the stuff that was supposed to have happened.
I will decide. I will do an event, and where would that be? Under the Correction of Fate?
Yeah, if that's where it goes, or if it's more of a long-term thing, you put it elsewhere. But yeah,
Well, it's good. It's my event is going to be that the Priests of Fate abduct Ralof and perform a ritual that allows him to commune directly with Fate on Fate's orders.
Cool.
Which results in him seeing exactly what should have happened and didn't. The world that was.
Okay, cool.
The path that was. He gets to see the path that was, that is not now. So I just add a card there under Correction of Fate?
Yep.
All right, so priests, have we named?
No, do we want to name
This,
the Goddess of Fate?
I don't know.
It might be nice to give a name for.
To the name generator.
I did. I think I still have that name generator up on my
Her name is Fetra, F-E-T-T-R-A.
like Petra with a F.
Well, like F-E-T-T-R-A, like Boba Fett with Ra at the end.
Okay.
Because I just looked at Fett, Boba Fett. Anyway, the priests of Fetra
No disintegrations.
abduct Ralof from his home at Fetra's command, bringing him hundreds of miles to their secret enclave, where they subject him to a ritual hallucinogen that allows him to commune directly with Fetra and see the path that was. That sucked. Let me, how do I edit this? Abduct. Yeah. Save. Okay. And now I have to give that a color, right?
Yep.
I guess it depends. Are we on the side of the Vatcha, or are we on the side of Fate?
I mean, what we're talking about is a kid who is abducted from home, taken 100 miles, experiencing a mind-breaking, life-changing event, which will set his path and virtually take away all of his own agency. So it's a red as far as I'm concerned. So there we go. Did I do that right? Did it show?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so Oren, what you're now able to do is you can add a period someplace, an event, which is what they just did, or you can add a scene where you go, we want to zoom in on one of the scenes and take a closer look at what happens. So remember, we do not have to go linearly. If you decide, ooh, this is going to change something in maybe the Conquering of the Remnants or the War of the Wielders or something else, you can do that as well.
I think what I want to do is add just a little bit onto the Priest of Fetra bit, and have essentially instead of this being a completely closed ritual, things like that, one Vaja who's been in the temple, unwielded for a while, being witness to this, knowing the fact that fate has plans or knows that things are going to change directly.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing this less into a one side, Ralph is going to conquer the world, to the Vaja have a small idea of a creeping, looming threat that's growing against them specifically.
Okay.
Mm.
So one of the Vacha witnesses it.
Yeah. I'll have to think of something for that, but we'll just add a card.
Yes. Oh, and how do y'all feel that in general we don't get too much into what specific Vacha do, since Vacha sort of destroy fate when they're around? Like the idea that one's there, but since I think because the Vacha can be unpredictable, we won't know exactly what it does because of that.
Just indiscriminate Vacha.
Yep.
Cool. All right, so that takes us back to our lens. So then what you get to do, it's gone around, you can make history one more time. You can also make 2 nested items if you like, and then we'll go to someone, we'll choose the player to right becomes a legacy and pick something that will be important.
Okay, so I get to choose 2 nested, and then we go to legacy.
Yeah, so basically you can create up to 2 nested. You can do just 1 if you want.
Okay. I kind of want to edit the Ralof struggle for peace and make it appropriate for what we're doing now.
Okay, just on the make a note here.
Yeah.
So that won't necessarily count for what you're doing. We can just kind of make that alteration. So Ralof's war against the Vacha.
Should we drag the cards over to Broken Fate and start a new card for that? Since that's the path that was.
Oh, so we put all the things that don't work anymore into the Broken Fate one.
Yeah, kind of, and then
Ralof for peace.
Yeah, I'll just leave that there as a reminder. This is one of the things that was going to be happening.
Okay.
The Cult of Ralof probably doesn't work anymore if he's
depending on what we do, it might. It just he just might no longer be a Christ figure.
So Ralof. with that. I think that works. Rayloff amasses a following who agree with Fetra or fear the gods enough to not wish their ire. This anti-Voucher message is spread, and some people even start killing their children in hopes of pleasing the god fate.
Wow.
You really like dead kids.
Oh, so question is, since he directly communes with Fetra, is he essentially like almost like the first cleric?
Yeah.
Have they had anybody who's had like an actual connection to the gods before?
Oh, have we?
I don't think we've mentioned anything, but I don't know if he has some powers from Fetra.
This might be. It's gonna be like the age of firsts that's coming up here.
Yeah.
The first time a god has been created, the first time a prophet has been created, stuff like that. He probably does have power. He probably lives forever or something. And then I want to go over to.
Oh, so in that case, so that's your.
Is that my 2?
Yeah, because that's your. You've done a period and a.
An event.
Yeah, a period and an event.
All right, cool.
Which means the person to your right, because it'll pass to your left, but that means Orin. So what you get to do now is take a legacy. Player to the right of the current lens, pick something that appeared in this last focus that makes it a legacy. And then you also will create either an event or a dictated scene where you basically tell us this is a specific thing that happens within an event that relates to one of those legacies. And then the lens will move on to Mikey.
Okay, so a legacy is I just pick something that's happened.
Yeah, something that's happened that you find interesting, and then you get to create either an event that goes along with it, or you can create a dictated scene where you basically just give us the rundown of this is what happened during this particular scene. This is like zooming into a specific moment as opposed to a slightly bigger period of history.
And it doesn't have to be from the Correction of Fates?
It just has to be from one of the things that came up in the most recent one, which would be everything we added was either in the Correction of Fate or Roloff's War, but it could also be something that might have further reaching consequences. So something that appeared during the last focus that you say, I'm gonna choose this one of these things, and then the event or scene could be in a later period.
Okay.
But it's something that relates to it.
I guess the most interesting thing that happened would be the basically the Gods of Fate setting in motion the correction of the paths. Meaning that there can be multiple things that are happening for this.
Okay.
You know, Fate's a big thing, and Rayloff might only be one pawn in the whole system.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get to create either an event or a specific scene that takes place under one of the events that's already there that ties into that.
I think I'll have to create an event basically as kind of a backup plan to Rayolf. The Gods of Fate continues to interfere with the Earth in a minor way in order to basically create enough magical interference to keep the blight spreading.
Oh.
For right now, the Vacha can only be killed in one area. And if the Correction of Fate that says that the Vacha can stand in the way, then more blight definitely helps.
Cool. I would add that. That sounds great.
How far down the line about that?
Because I guess they're going. Who are the Tyranid ones in StarCraft? Zerg.
Zerg.
Yeah, you're doing the Zerg patch. Because before it was just the one blight. Now we're gonna spread that shit.
So I guess I put that under Correction of Fate somewhere.
Or it could even be. It could be later, or it could be in the War Against the Vacha. You can kind of put it where it seems to fit.
Yeah, that'd probably be a War Against Vacha card.
Could also go in the Conquering of the Remnants.
Yeah. Since the blight areas were the areas that were ripped up, right? That became remnants?
Well, the actual blight itself is the first 2 remnants that happened in the fight between the 2. That's what they sacrificed all of the children as well as everyone who was on the remnant.
Yeah.
That's what caused the first, or the blight. Because other places where they've come up are not blights. I'm trying to remember, are they anti-magic zones?
There was
all I know
one
is-
anti-magic zone.
Yeah, it was just the one. So yeah, actually one thing we came up with, it was a magic null space. The gods have to work through others. Like even the gods can't work stuff in the anti-magic zones. And right now it was just the blight, and so now Fetra is actually spreading a place the gods can't touch.
If that's fine.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, add it.
Okay, let's...
I love the idea that who was the god who made the speech that they were going away?
Oh, that was the god of death, I think.
I love the idea that, like, mid-speech, he's interrupted by, like, a giant woman helmeted.
Well, he actually
We're lit. Whoa.
he actually didn't give the speech because they didn't leave immediately after the kids died. They left. It was shortly after. She stopped it before, so that actually got retconned.
Okay, so when did they raise the remnants? Because that was also part of the speech, wasn't
right
it?
before they actually left. So that was part of them originally. Or no, they didn't leave. They raised the remnants now because they realized what the Vacha could do.
Yeah.
And they were hoping
They can make gods.
Yeah, they were hoping this might actually remove them. Or at least get some of them away. You don't know if anything else was
I help a little bit.
Okay, so Mikey, you are the new focus, or new lens.
All right.
So you
I just didn't see what
focus.
went up. What went up, that last thing?
Oh, the spreading of the blight under War of the Vacha.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So I have to pick a focus. New god enters the pantheon.
Dara.
I think that's a good something that will have long-term effects and something we can focus on. All right, so what do I do now? Create an event?
Yeah, so now you can create a period, event, or scene, or you can do a nested 2 of those. A period, an event, or an event and a scene.
So I'm thinking this would be... I'm going to move the witch hunts over to Broken Fate. and Raylof's mother obviously didn't get attacked. So I guess I'll create a period. How do I create a period?
Oh, just all the way on the right.
Add a list.
Yep.
The cult. The rise of Dara. The ascension of Dara. Spell it? I don't know. All right, that's right. Okay, it looks like I spelled it right. And then I drag it over.
Mm-hmm.
And I create an event or a scene under this, right?
It would be an event because scenes go underneath events.
What's the name of that? Goneril. Goneril.
Well, I would say since Goneril is wielding Avacha, do we want to put him right in there since Fate? He's sort of they're sort of blind spots for Fate.
Well, he did codify the Church of Dara.
Okay.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
And so I was just gonna. I mean, it just makes sense. He codifies the Church of Dara, lending. Validity to, I don't know, emboldening other lands to do the same. Goneril codifies the Church of Dara, emboldening other lands and peoples to do the same. The hands of Dara now roam the world wearing helmets and trying to do good in the most selfless manner possible. There's no way that that could possibly ever go wrong.
Stupid stick.
Okay. That should actually be after the Broken Fate. Because basically the Broken Fate is where we're at now.
You are correct, sir.
Yeah, so just to remind us. So I put the other ones before it just to kind of be like, these were things that were going to happen that did not.
And yellow is good, right?
Yep.
There we go.
Okay. So, Oren, you get to either do a period, an event, or a scene. Now, if you do a scene, what you do is decide kind of what's going on in the scene, what's the question, setting the stage, choose which characters are there, and then the people involved play out a scene until we have answered what the question is, and then move on from there.
Can we... This is going to sound so dumb. Can I start a counter, like a counter sect of Dara?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I feel like Goneril codifies the church, yeah, but he's doing it all the way in the west. Meanwhile, in the east, there's an actual helmet of Dara running around doing miracles begrudgingly. And I feel like that would also spark a religion.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's no way this could go wrong.
Dara, the reluctant. We show up and we go, oh, I guess.
Their prayer is, are you kidding me?
Right now.
I was going to eat.
When are the worships of this sect of Dara? Whenever we can get around to it, really. Just we understand people are busy, so
like I've got
they're always
to
open
go to church.
Just go in there. The priest, gives you a 3-minute talking to, and you walk out. Just keep it in your heart, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, when we have to.
Essentially, we made Catholicism and Protestantism at the exact same time.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So is it my turn now?
Yep.
Question: can gods duke it out?
We had the gods bodily on Earth until they were supposed to leave. Now that hasn't happened. So yeah.
Okay. Is Dara still on Earth?
Yes,
Can we sell tickets to a godly boxing match?
Yes, Dara. Like, the gods have not left them. I'm assuming they have places. They have a place they can go that's sort of theirs, but they.
Okay.
Or maybe they don't. We haven't really decided what that is yet. If they've got like a realm that's just for the gods, or if they are literally gods but of the earth.
On the name of the goddess of fate,
Vetra.
Fetra.
The punching.
Petra punching.
No, I was going to say Nora punches the goddess of fate over others. What is little child Merc?
I'm gonna kick you in the taco.
Stop it!
Okay, there's one. It's under Rayloff or against the Vacha. A war between Rayloff's anti-Vacha following and Dara's followers, who are part of religion started because of Vacha, becomes so intense that Dara and Fetra themselves appear and begin fighting one another.
Wow.
God fight! God fight!
Because Rayloff's group and Dara's religion must hate one another.
All right. Do you want that to be dark or light?
I think it's a medium. I don't know.
It's interesting. Let's make it light.
Bad things happening, bad things happening. God show up to duke it out. That's probably a good thing.
Get the popcorn.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's make it light for now because it's a defining moment.
Is there an orange? Can we make it orange?
I'm up for creating a mixed one if you want to use one. Yeah,
There we go.
that's us going. This one is something else. All right, that takes.
How do I? Oh, there we go.
This one takes us back to Oren. So now you get to finish the focus. So you get to make, or was Oren or was Mikey?
It was me.
Okay. You get to finish the focus. You now get to decide if you get to make like a history. If you want, you can make 2 nested things.
Oh, I just want to be so mean to you guys.
Do it.
Do it.
So this is an event that happens. Oh my god. What if they killed each other?
The 2 gods.
Oh,
Is that even
Dara
an
and
option?
Fetra kill each other.
well, it is your event, or so yeah, you can, or yeah, you can do it as an event or a scene.
I thought one was going to kill the other. I didn't expect a draw.
So how do I do a scene under it?
Okay, so you could do one of 2 scenes. So it would just be another card. It's just that we don't
Okay, add a
add.
card.
Yeah, we just don't add the thing above it. So with the scene, one of 2 ways. You can either do a dictated scene, where you essentially tell us what happens, because it sounds like you know what you want to happen, which means it's probably that. Otherwise, what you do is, if you're playing a scene, you put what the question is. Like, how did such and such happen? You set the stage. Like, what are the characters that have to be there? Which ones shouldn't be there? Everyone picks one of the characters there, and then you reveal some thoughts, and then you kind of go through and play out the scene until you figured out what's actually happened. Dictated scene means you just essentially tell us.
I'll dictate a scene.
Okay.
Dara and Fetra fight in the sky above the world for all to see.
Oh my god, this is going to make the other gods so unhappy.
In the climax,
Oh no.
It's also make
the
people
fight
realize gods can die.
Yeah.
results in a large flash of light, after which both goddesses have disappeared. I'm not done yet. There we go. How do I? All right, go to edit. There we go.
Yeah, these ones don't like returns on there. Though you can
Gotcha.
put stuff in comments or just make it a big paragraph.
In reality, both have been trapped in mundane objects
What?
on the world and have become new Vacha.
God, Vacha.
New, even more powerful Vacha. Ta-da!
What have you done?
Wait, I know exactly what he's done. That gives a secondary context to the War of the Wielders. It's just not Vacha who just decide to go to war with each other. This is Raylos War Against the Vacha Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Oh my god.
And that's what happens when you let me decide shit.
Well, shit. Okay, I think that takes us all the way around on that one, which means we get the person to your right, which would be Xander. You get to choose the legacy.
Okay. Then I create an event off the legacy.
Yeah, so what is the thing you find interesting? And then
Okay.
I can't believe I just did that. I am just screwing everything up. I am so sorry, guys.
I don't know why you're sorry. This makes it fascinating.
Because I was like, yeah, what if everybody thinks they died, but they didn't die? They just got trapped. I said, well, how would they be trapped? And I was like, they get trapped in Vacha. Maybe this is how Vacha are made in the first place, and it's why the gods don't like Vacha.
Oh, I kind of like the idea that the gods didn't know this was possible. Like, if the gods,
Okay.
if the gods think they're dead, and then it turns out they're not.
Just show up to reinforce them, and then they're just a chair and like a mace or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like shit.
All right. So the legacy is.
What would fate be? Fate would be like a lace shawl. A very intricate lace, or a tapestry. You know, something with a lot of threads.
And two gods disappear. I wish I could spell.
What is it with me and getting rid of things? Get rid of the kids.
Killing children.
Yeah.
Gods,
No,
get rid
no.
of Vacha.
Your toys go away.
Grounded.
Okay, so which way do I go with this?
Oh, are you on the legacy?
Yeah, the legacy is that the gods disappear, but what's the event that spurs from that? I
Did
think
the gods disappear again?
Well, what happens? Let's look at it this way. What happens if you're a cult or a religion and you watch your god appear to die?
Exactly.
Well, here's the thing. I think the fact that there are two branches of the faith would cause this to happen a little differently. The one that Goneril's comprised, which is heavy worship and all that, which I have to imagine is controllable by him, would probably suffer a bit of a mental breakdown. Whereas the one that's completely destabilized word of mouth would just kind of keep going.
Or what if it causes a unification of them and a war between them and the Fate Church? Holy war.
See,
your god killed our god. No, your god killed our god.
I can see Goneril's church doing this.
Yeah.
But the one across the sea, like I said, it seems really destabilized because their religious leader, their pope, is a guy who really doesn't want this to be religion.
Oh, yeah, true. He's like, yeah, I'm not into this.
It's like
It's
like Brian. No, you shouldn't follow me. You should do your own thing.
Yeah.
It's like Jesus didn't gather disciples. People just kept coming up to that scene in the Bible where the disciples tell the little children to piss off and don't bother Jesus, and Jesus goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" This is just Jesus telling everybody, "Piss off and leave me alone."
Jesus,
I'll resurrect your.
Keep those fucking kids away from me.
I'll resurrect your kids if they're dead, but just like other than that, like
And only if they died under these circumstances.
I will deal with certain dead kids.
other than that, just piss off, leave me alone. No more miracles. If you're here to give me like a cup of wine or something, that's fine. You know, here's a blessing, something. I'll move my hands around for a minute and go off.
They died because you didn't get them vaccinated. Fuck, right off.
Do you want commandments? Here's the only commandment. Don't be an asshole.
Okay, so Ray's mind is earthly broken as Fetra is sealed inside an object, causing his followers to slowly destabilize into violent splinters rather than a remaining large force.
Nice.
But what happens to Rayloff?
We don't know yet.
His mind goes boom.
I mean, he's the only cleric of a god who's now... Wait, what if his mind didn't go boom? No, wait. Like, hear me out. Like, you have a telepathic connection to your god, who you now think is dead, but is now an object of immense power hidden somewhere in the world that you're probably still somehow connected to.
What if he's just single-mindedly drawn towards it with no conscious knowledge of why?
His god is dead, he's wandering the world, and now he's after that couch.
Yeah, he feels pulled towards it. He doesn't even know what he's pulled towards. He just knows that he's got to go to wherever.
Okay, let me rephrase it. Rayloff's mind is shaken, not completely broken, which is causing his followers to say this. Rayloff is naturally drawn to it. There we go.
Excellent. Cool. That makes Oren makes your Oren makes your turn for the focus. I'm gonna refill my drink real quick. Be right back.
Cool.
I think we have to scrap the would-be kingdom because given what's happened, I don't think Rayloff is in any position to make a kingdom happen.
That was originally because Rayloff was originally killed way earlier than that. But he was martyred, so that was like under his name. So it still could be.
He
I mean, he ain't dead. He's just insane.
Now that Rayloff is a mad rambler, like his forces that probably control the kingdom is now just gonna destroy itself.
Or it could be a kingdom that rose under a different banner or for a different reason.
I'm going to say that the baby killing group destabilizing is a good thing.
I think it is too. Funny though, the War of the Wielders stays perfectly viable.
That's what I'm saying. The War of the Wielders is now Fate versus Dara 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. And it's also the correction of the path that brings everything back to what it should have been in the first place. And then there can still be a return of the cult of Rayloff.
Except with less dead children.
Truth. Unless, part of the cult is now killing children.
There was a slight reduction of children.
Yeah, well, we're not going to have to shut down the company, but there'll be a slight reduction of children. Not as bad as we thought, but we got severance package. We're digging graves.
And we're handing out condoms because we've got to get a control. We got to get a grip on this.
It's bring your daughter to work day and leave her here.
Forever.
By the way, everyone's working in the ditch today. So, Oren, did you decide on a new focus?
Let's focus on the War of the Wielders, because that needs a little bit of correction given what just happened. And basically, we're going to refocus those a little instead of just wielders dying in duels and going against each other and things like that. There's force that people gather behind. And given the fact that there are two more than powerful enough God Vacha running around the earth that hate each other probably still, I'd imagine those are where the battle lines are being drawn.
Okay.
Turning the World of Wielders into Dara versus Fate Part 2.
Okay, so it sounds like in some cases you want to add some stuff to the War of the Wielders.
Yep.
So it sounds like your focus is revisiting the War of the Wielders.
I guess so.
All right, so you get to create a period event or scene, or two of them nested in each other.
I guess the event would be like the first event in the World of Wielders would then be the rediscovering of the Vacha of Fate and the Vacha of our, and basically the rediscovery of the cosmic power balance.
Okay.
How much time passes between these periods, do you think?
Some of them are going to
Centuries?
be pretty close on each other. Some of them might be centuries.
Okay.
Which is funny. We started off by killing two Vacha. Now we have created two.
Balance has been restored.
Hey, fate's winning.
It won't let me spell allegiance.
That's hard to spell, damn it.
Just I spell it even wronger. For it. Okay, so we add that piece. These like chronological.
The events are it's all in chronological order.
Okay, then I will have to drag this up. Because I want this to be the cause of the war. And I get to add something else, you said, or is it?
Yeah, if you want,
is it just that, or
you can create a scene directly underneath, like in that one, if you want. So you can do up to 2 when you are the lens. You can do, like, if you create an event, you can create a scene underneath it, or just go with the event.
I think I'll just go with the event.
Okay. So that takes us next to Oren to Xander.
War of the Wielders. War of the Wielders. Hmm. This one's a bit of a tough one. Okay, I think I have something.
Hey, Mikey.
Hmm.
Look at the bottom one under War of the Wielders.
Strongest wielders brought people together by force, creating the first large dictatorships.
I think you beat them to the punch.
Oops.
Yeah.
Causing. Okay, I hope this one works. The devastation caused by these battles destroy entire kingdoms, causing power struggles as people vie for leadership over these new available lands.
Damn, cool.
And that is going to be a healthy red. So much red on the War of the Wielders.
This is all some dark shit. So, okay, so the Mikey?
I add a scene or an event, right?
Yep. Or you can do a period, a scene, or an event.
Hmm. Man, all right. And my focus has to be the War of the Wielders, even though it doesn't have to happen under that line, right?
Correct. It needs to be
Yeah.
something that is either, well, that's a consequence of it or directly tied into it.
Okay. This is, I'm going to create a bright, shining, happy thing. One of the remnants, a large one reachable only by a magical portal, is used by a neutral faction as a hiding space, safe place, commune.
Okay.
Hey, finally some nice things.
And that takes us back to Aura, and you're able to close up the focus by creating up to 2 nested items.
Do-do-do.
Damn. Apocalyptic.
Wait, which one did you add? Oh,
Right
the
at the bottom
remnant.
of-
Huh. Cool.
But it's pretty and yellow and happy.
Cool. So,
Yeah, fuck all the people at war.
good Lord. So you have this giant city, a golden city on a remnant floating up over all of the destruction underneath it.
Yeah.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
I think You want to do a scene in there?
And I did another one.
Oh.
What?
Hold on, I gotta see what I'm missing.
Holy fuck! Wait,
Where did I miss? What? Oh, there we go. The war finally ends.
Wow, is that all the largest city of people is totally destroyed by a single Vacha?
Just gets fucked.
You wrote a happy thing, and then it was like, I want to destroy it. But I've got 2, so I might as well make it happier first.
Oh.
So it's just a fucking wasteland now. The world is a wasteland.
Well, just a lot of cities seem like they've been destroyed. I mean, granted, we've already destroyed one city entirely in game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the other one that got lifted up.
We're down 2 world capitals.
Shit. Okay,
Yikes.
so Mikey, you get to do or is it Xandaran? I think does a legacy. Who does a legacy? Mikey.
I think I did the legacy, yeah.
So I do a legacy.
So you're looking at the
Legacy. So we are down to 2 world capitals. Is that what we're down to?
no 2 have been destroyed.
Okay.
Actually both Saren and Mondra's original capitals, with Mondra's is now not totally destroyed because a lot of it's still up on the remnant.
Mm-hmm.
So that wasn't destroyed. That was just actually placed up on the remnant.
Oh my god, but
Saren's capital was completely demolished.
so the remnant flourishes as the people on the land, the remaining bastions of man are ravaged. So it's not doing very well on the mainland, and then the one remaining good place gets destroyed. This kind of goes full circle now, because this would be basically where people start feuding, and this would be where Ralof had come in and starts unifying people.
Mm-hmm.
But Ralof's gone, guys.
Is he? Nothing in here said Ralof was killed.
Yeah.
He could still be around.
If anything, he had something to do with the War of the Wielders, and he might have even survived all that, given, Fate God Vacha.
I'm gonna kill Ralof, that douche.
I'm also planning on using we've actually it's already come up in game with the idea that if you are someone who was wielded or had a Vacha, you either stop aging or it slows down quite a bit. I mean, kind of like in Lord of the Rings.
So,
like Demetrius still is not dead where we're at, and we mentioned that Dara, some of them have been like living for 30 years without aging.
So they don't age even if they lose their Vacha?
Well, I'll say something that Demetrius carried his long enough because he wasn't using them, but he was carrying them until he found wielders. That I like the idea that he has become unaging. I love the idea that there's a witness to all of this stuff who doesn't do anything. But who's able to write it down.
when I do this legacy, I just write the legacy. I can write one scene or what?
Okay, so with a legacy, you choose something in the current that happened up in the current focus, and say this is something I want to explore. You then create an event or a dictated scene that relates to one of those legacies.
Okay.
Yeah, our goal is to bring peace. I don't think that's going to happen for quite some time.
Well, if most people are dead, it's much easier to make peace.
Yeah.
This is-
There you go. The destroyed remnant crashes to the ground, bearing many of the Vacha under it. The legacy is the bearing of the Vacha.
so for a time at least, they probably disappear, or most of
Right.
them.
I almost called it the reclamation or the reclaiming of the Vacha, and I was like, but reclaiming by who? That would be when people get them back. That'd be the reclaiming, right?
Yeah.
Claimed by the Earth.
We'll call it the banished Vacha or whatever. And then after that, the return of the cult of Veriloff and the Age of Unity.
It works. It works.
Okay, so on the second go around, my actual suggestion might be we've essentially created a ton of stuff that all directly ties into each other.
Yeah.
And one of the things, and even the Cult of Rayloff and Age of Unity, you have an entire world to play with. I might suggest on a second go around, we might want to take it away from this one specific. I mean, granted,
So do something completely unrelated.
yeah, like world altering struggle, but there's other things that will happen. And considering the timeline the Vacha work on, that because they're so ancient, some of their stuff may take generations to happen.
Yeah.
Something completely unrelated.
I mean, I have a hard time imagining something more important in this age of the world is going to happen. Then, like, I mean, we might come up with something, but I think this is we probably have one of the most important things that are going to happen. But there are
Can
some
I get-
cool stuff.
Can I get the map
Yes,
on the Roll20?
yeah, I can probably just. Do we just want to move everybody to the map? I don't know if we even really need to really look back at them.
Sure.
Okay, let's have a look here. My mind always keeps going back to piracy. I want to do pirate stuff.
Pirates are pretty sweet.
Yeah.
We do have an immortal pirate queen.
Let us say focus. The Society on the Sea. Um, When would this be? I guess this would be between War of the Wilders and Return of the Cult of Rayloff, maybe, or between the Age of Unity. There we go. Let's just be nice. With the lands in such a hostile and destabilized state, people took to the oceans, living in large floating communities where food was plentiful. That is absolutely red.
Why do I feel like the Pirate Queen will have something to do with this?
Then, so do you want that after the return of the Cult of Ralof?
Because I think it's kind of a during kind of thing, but it's either or at the moment, I think. Let's put it before. So who goes after me?
Okay, so after you is Mikey.
Okay. So a scene or an era related to that, right?
Yeah.
What's our society on the sea? So
I think what's hilarious is so far only four specific events were totally broken in Fates. And we actually managed to get back around.
I know.
I need
No.
to see the book again.
For Wield?
Yeah, I'm looking real quick. Nope. Here we go. Small islands, an island change are discovered, giving us a new series of small cities, ports, and kingdoms. That sounds good.
Less death and destruction.
I'm waiting for that red. I'm waiting for that just solid red to just destroy everything.
Just write tsunami in large letters. In red.
Okay. So that takes us to Orin?
I think it's my go. Um,
What did we call the old ancient architecture? Did it have a name, like a collective name?
I think so far we just called them monuments. Let me double
Monument.
check if we put something on the other page.
I had a word for them because Ventide is tied to them as his destruction. Just let me double check.
We said ancient architectural wonders. Age of Wonder for the buildings and architecture, and Age of War where conflict through combat. These are some of the things we were thinking of. Monuments to peoples and gods. Some of them are pointless as far as anyone knows. Oh yeah, that's a reminder. Some of the palette stuff we had. Monsters, which I was be working in probably soon. Diverse kingdoms, minor blessings from gods, great religious boons, and even greater cost. Natural magical events. A couple of those, we haven't messed with yet. We'll start working there.
Yeah, I'm going to mess with a few of these on my next two things.
I'll be back. I think I need to go fix my dog.
Outside.
Oh, Mikey.
Yes, sir.
So I'm performing this coming Saturday for a teacher's retirement about 2 hours south
Yeah.
of here because a friend of mine I did improv with for years moved down there and works at the school. She brought one night after school on a Wednesday. She brought a bunch of the teachers and their principal, who's like 31 and hot as hell, up to Champaign for a comedy night.
Yeah.
So when they're doing this retirement, they asked us to come down and specifically asked for me, which should be fun playing for all teachers.
Yeah. Have you ever heard my I Hate Your Kids story?
The what?
You know I have a song called I Hate Your Kids, right?
I think so, yeah.
I was playing the Stardome in Birmingham, Alabama, and it was on a Sunday afternoon. It was like a 4:30 show. And there were, it's a 400-seat venue, so there were 400 people. It was full. Sunday afternoon. I did I Hate Your Kids. I had I Hate Your Kids bumper stickers. I had, I think, 180 of them left. I sold out of I Hate Your Kids stickers. And I was like, what the, normally I get a pretty strong reaction, but not that strong a reaction. And I was like, what's the deal, And hand to God, teachers convention. And they bought me out I Hate Your Kids bumper stickers. I was hearing they're going to put it under their computer keyboard. They were going to put it in their drawer. They're going to put it on some of the parents' cars when they were in the parking lot for parent-teacher conference.
Oh, that's hilarious. Were they talking the whole time? Teachers and meetings are the worst.
No.
But Oren, did you add the Vacha unrelated to the war?
Yes.
Okay, they integrate themselves into the seafaring kingdoms. Those that attributes travel the sea are highly prized. Cool. Which takes us back to Xander to close this one out.
So did I get to do two more, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so
Gods of life and the sea work together to make New Havens peaceful and plentiful, making this the first appearance of the gods since the disappearance of Dara and Fetra.
and my second one will be. Here's the red, you guys. But can I be ambiguous about that? I'll let you guys decide. Okay.
Cool. Whilst diving in the waters, a pearl diver comes across an enormous underwater monument previously undisturbed by man. Upon disturbing it, an evil that was previously locked away within is released.
Why do you hate good things?
Look at all the red.
Hey, gives us something to do.
All right, so Oren, that then takes you to the legacy.
If I have to pick a leg, okay, I'm still not.
Legacy
You
is
pick something and you
essentially
add things.
a last something about what appeared in the last one that was just to you, and then either a dictated scene or an event that goes along with it.
Christ. I'm gonna pick the gods of life and sea working together
Okay.
and dictating under that basically the creation of semi-eternal guardians of the state.
Okay.
Kind of like a new magical remnant or event. And this is a good thing. Because stop bad things.
So what are the Seas Guardians specifically?
I have been thinking about that, because on one hand it'd be easy to make Colossus of Rhodes. On the other hand, giant sentient storms would be much more fun.
If you want to make them giant sentient storms, I'd write that in so we remember it.
Yes.
It's giant sentient storms.
A man in green pants and orange chainmail riding a seahorse. Wait, I mean, no.
Be afraid!
Evil mermaids? I think evil mermaids.
Aren't all mermaids evil?
Inherently evil.
And
All right. So that takes us then to Mikey for the next focus.
Oh, don't forget to put there you go. Never mind. So what other unrelated thing are you gonna do?
And it can go anywhere in there.
Yeah. Let's see.
A million years in the future, aliens visit.
I wonder what happens if the blight literally is over the entirety of the Earth. Like all of the actual land is maybe taken up by it. Maybe the Sea Guardians are the only things left, or the sea civilizations.
I mean, Vacha would be kind of effed.
They have ways of finding their way back.
Yeah, at least I can. You're gonna sink.
Well, I have the idea that essentially it's impossible for Avacha to be put away forever, but they can disappear for a while.
I'm trying to think of a name for a fictional metal that doesn't exist, but isn't Uru or adamantium or vibranium or
Mithril or unobtainium.
mithril, yeah, or unobtainium. That's lame as shit.
I know, right?
Hard to get him.
Hold on. Is there a metal name?
Generator. You might get a metal band name generator.
Male and element name generator.
It's the internet. It's probably out there.
There is a generator for everything. Hold on, I'm going to put it in the Roll20. There you go.
It's there.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
All right, let me open that and.
What? Why does slutium exist?
Slutium?
Metal element name. Seriously.
Why is that?
How?
I've got scotium, eprum, lebrium, otrium, warbrioril. That sounds like a medicine. Lohanium.
There we go. Uh-oh. I closed out of Roll20.
Sloutrium.
Discovery of Ergix.
Woutium.
Yeah, I'm not gonna...
Was it Bobrine?
Uh,
You don't want Bobrine?
no, thank you.
Bobrine!
I am made of bumbry.
Guy named Bob found it.
I just couldn't think of a name. I was like, hey.
Bah.
I used it to make decorative bowls.
Discovery of Urgix. So let's put this before the conquering of the remnants. So,
Okay.
I'll fill my drink again real quick.
Unfortunately, I've got to dip out for today, guys.
we'll take care.
I trust you won't destroy too much of what I've built.
No promises.
Even though I did crash your nice eternal, your first nice kingdom.
So I create an event under this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Like I said, I'll see you guys later.
Take care.
Take care. See, the map is here. It's discovered in where have not we've not been. I'll put it in Thanon because we haven't been there, right? Much. Or
Where's Fannin?
that's in the all the way to the upper right hand.
Never been there.
Is discovered in Thanon. Quickly making them rich via trade and the production of metal implements, tools, weapons, whatever. So there we go. And we'll make that a good one too. Discovery of Urgix. There we go.
Okay.
Oop, I'm going to add the word workable and seemingly plentiful.
And I'm back.
There we go. So I created a happy thing. Urgix, extremely light, highly durable, easily workable, and seemingly plentiful metal discovered in Thanon, quickly making them rich via trade and the production of metal implements.
Excellent. Yep, so that leaves us Warren.
Orin had to leave.
He had to bow out.
Oh, okay.
So, a thing for me. The Urgix is poison. No, I'm not going to be that mean.
By the way, fuck the light thing you put there. We're going to make it evil and dark.
God, I have no idea.
So how would Urgix affect the world economy or the balance of power? Because now we're talking about Thanon becoming a world power where it had not been before.
Yeah.
Or would it be a merchant or a miner, or would it be the king or queen or a religious group? Who controls the Urgix?
He who controls the Urgix controls the Urgix.
And you can it can go anywhere after the discovery of Urgix. So does it help in the conquering the remnants, or the ocean welcomes us, The War of the Wielders. In the War of the Wielders, is it only wielders, or did they each raise armies as well?
I think I know what I'm going to do.
All right.
I'm going to add this in Return of the Cult of Ralof, but it's not specific to Ralof. How do you spell Thanon? Double N, okay. Hmm.
Or if we want, we can leave it like this for now. If it's having a hard time coming up with something.
I've just added one.
Hmm.
It's quite a biggie.
Where was it? Oh, there we
Return
go.
of the Cult of Ralof.
Yeah, Thanon, one of the few communities still left on the land due to its enormous wealth. Stock of Urgix discovers that when worked in a particular way, the metal is able to push away the blight, making it a powerful tool in purifying the land, of which the capital of Thanon becomes the first clean place on the planet.
Sweet.
Nice.
That also seems to be a yellow one.
Yeah,
Yep.
Well, does that seem like a good place to call it for tonight and creating this new timeline that we'll then be able to delve into next week?
Sure.
Yeah. Sure.
Awesome. I'm excited to see what ends up happening.
Same here. I'm really liking it.
Yeah, it's different.
We fixed the timeline, guys.
We'll fuck it up again. Don't worry.
That's half the fun. Well, very cool then. You guys have a great evening.
All right, brother.
Okay.
You too. I'll talk to you later.
Catch you later.
Hey.
All right. Take care.
Bye.